All right, we got some Azir, the final pick of the draft for Loud. What do their opponents want to counter with? Does Minji throw down the gauntlet and say, all right, I'm going to blow you up before you get the chance to scale? I would love to see the Leblanc picks here.
Minji has some incredible playmaking. I really liked watching his games. He finds good angles, and I'd say TinOwns as well has maybe the most important member. Brance had an incredible playoff run as that meta shifted to being more about AD carries, and he was able to step up as that focus became onto the bot lane situation. But I think TinOwns is the true main carry of this team. You have to remember back 2014, I'm sorry, Europe, I hope you're in bed, but I gotta bring it up. Kaboom! The one that blew Alliance out of Worlds 2014, none other than TinOwns in his last Worlds appearance way back then. You talk about the history of the esport. Yeah, it's a new organization, but TinOwns is a guy who's been forged in the fires. He's been in international competitions before.
So one of the things I'm looking at now that draft is all done, again, going back to Beyond Gaming not being strong laners, not looking to make a whole lot of things happen early. They do not have high stats in terms of kills or damage per minute. They do not have early game objective control. When you look at Wako, when you look at Minji, these guys are not exceptional laners, but it's those late game opportunities that they can find to work as a team that gets them wins. They are undefeated when they secure Baron.
Definitely, they are more focused on team play. I think that you can see a lot of attention probably going to the top side of the map. I can see already Kino roaming around, meeting up with Husha, trying to get one of their 2 solo lanes going. This is a very aggressive team comp. Should be an explosive game for the side of Beyond Gaming. Can they push enough of a lead in these lane phase? Can they get these kills? Or can Loud weather the storm, come through the other side, and have this insane team fight?
And on my little prep paper here, almost right across the aisle from each other, I have Beyond Gaming low kill and damage stats, and across them for Loud, high kill and death counts, very bloody. So if I'm Loud, I'm trying to force this. PvP at level 3. Get some dives, get some plays, be ready to fight, and get in their face. Take advantage of the fact that this is not a team that plays for those early leads, and punish them.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can make that happen. I think they can play one of 2 ways. Like you said, they can play that really aggressive angle. You also have, very strong level 6s with Croc, Brance, TinOwns, obviously, Seos as well. You can all make some big team fights happen. And here we go, man. I'm excited to see this one. You heard already, so many people pandering to the Loud fan base on the analyst desk. All of them are... it was Jack the one trying to piss him off, and it was
farming the followers.
Lyric was trying to make him, everyone's saying, I might mispronounce it, but Fazoel or whatever, to say... the L for Loud. I don't know if you saw that. That's like the whole Twitter thing about that.
Yeah, I saw that. It was Mateus made some kind of a tweet, and then there were 480 responses in 30 minutes, and they were all the same memes. So the Brazilian fans definitely move as a unit. They strike as one, and now we need to see if their team can do the same thing. Another big contrast between these 2 teams and the way they approach League of Legends fundamentally, when you look at the junglers, when you look at the side of Loud, and you look at what they're going to do early on, they want to make plays with Croc. He wants to play towards those solo lanes, particularly prioritize affecting the lanes over going for just the farm. Whereas for Husha, he's much more of a pathing guy. Min-max those, maybe not go for as many ganks, but make sure you've always got those timers ticking.
Yeah, and I really like what they did level 1, where Minji hopped the wall with Leblanc, put a ward down to see the start of Croc and the rest of Loud, to give Husha, like you said, that kind of information to know where he can potentially be going. Both junglers starting on the bot side of the map, going to have just knowledge that, hey, Hecarim will be meeting me in these solo lanes.
Right.
To be expected. Like we said, this bot lane, yeah, it can get explosive if someone gets hit by a hook and really misplays, but realistically, for Beyond Gaming, they're the ones who I feel like should be pushing the pace of the game early on, whether that be working with your melee on the top side with Fiora to build up some stacks, gets a gank onto Robo with the Fiora.
Nice little engage there from Seos going after Kino.
Oh, we're
Kino's
going.
ready to strike back. Seos at about 250 HP. Both supports taking a couple of hits down here, but it was Ignite spent by Beyond. No summoner spells here for Loud, so I'm going to give the edge to them.
Yeah, like I was saying, Seraphine and Nautilus surprisingly strong 2v2 in the early lane phase, able to get that Ignite out, walk away just fine. Going to survive that early on. Like we said, though, mostly focused on farming. Going to be okay. Here is where my eyes are going to be on who can get up there and influence this lane.
Oh,
Husha
yeah.
coming in already.
Husha making his way up top as Robo wants to crash the wave. Croc is around. He's going after his own blue buff. He shoots off the Scryer's Bloom. This should let Beyond know that he is down there in his own jungle at his own blue buff. Husha's coming top. Robo immediately deploys the counter-strike. W2 from Husha does hit. Do we have the rest of the CC available? Not quite. Robo's able to walk it off.
Oh, Robo gets out of there. Husha not able to get the E, I guess not in range potentially after Likai finished stacking that one up. Able to just walk out of there. Doesn't even lose his flash as we see more fighting in the bot lane. I'm so wrong about this lane.
We are getting spicy, Mark, and it's first blood over to Seraphine. One immediately coming back for the Kai'Sa. Both bottom lane carries are on the board.
Not able to get the second kill there. Wako, though, happy to pick that one up. Will be very important, I feel like, for him to become kind of the late game DPS threat on the backside. Brance, though, very happy to pick that one up himself. Now, I was watching Brance's stream a bunch heading into this game with the Champions Queue popping off. There was that legendary Speaker game that we were talking about where he got a 30 bomb in it, but it was Brance's POV everyone was watching. He was getting in there and already kind of popping off a little bit this game. I think this is a pretty even trade overall, but I do like seeing the aggressiveness. If that hook lands, it's going to be a much easier trade for them, able to actually finish him off quickly. Seos there, just not able to get out.
Yep. Tried to get away from it, went for the flash exit, but Wako had the aim there with the plasma. So, hey, a one-for-one trade ain't too bad. 7,000 to 6,800, so a very slight gold lead here early on for Loud. Part of that, of course, is going to be farmed back up here. You can see a much larger wave for Robo to farm compared to Likai. And right there, that's so much of what this matchup comes down to is whether or not Jax can get the stun on Fiora. You can see, even though he got it, though, he loses that trade.
Yeah, it's still pretty difficult pre-level 6 before you start getting your ult. Just getting those third attacks in there. Fiora often wins some of those trades, though you see the wave coming in, Croc protecting him. Croc, Mr. Worldwide himself, has played in a number of regions. He's very familiar with multiple different play styles because of that. I feel like he's been exposed to different regions, tendencies, and whatnot, so he's been kind of the first time he won a domestic title in CB LoL this time around, but has been someone who has consistently been performing across the world.
And you know, talking about the CB LoL, it's pretty impressive when you look at Loud as an organization. Because they joined the League of Legends scene in 2021, they have made playoffs each split except for spring of this year. So the first half of this year was kind of that was their trough, that was their trench, and now they've bounced back in summer, and they're here on the world stage.
Yeah, I think Brance, coming in as a rookie in spring split, being able to live up to the expectations, help them win that title, finishing fourth in the regular season, having a pretty strong playoff run is very promising for this organization, knowing that, this kid's still leveling up and already getting Worlds experience. You saw that graphic. Him versus Wako is night and day with compared to some of the people he's going to be laning up against.
Yeah, just the fact that he's 18. Like, that's 14 years ago for me, Mark. I feel really old.
Let's not go there. Look at this trade in the top side.
Robo, he's in some trouble, man. Fiora just whooping on him early. Likai really doing a good job here in this 1v1. Of course, Robo would love to be able to stick around, farm up some minions, but it ain't gonna happen. The wave is pushing back towards Likai.
Yeah, Likai already getting a pretty good lead in the top side of the matchup. It's surprising to me that they took the Jax for Robo. He, especially in playoffs, I felt like was resorting to a lot more weak side champions. A lot of Gnar, Sejuani. Does play some carries like Olaf and whatnot. He can play the Rumble, these kinds of things, but generally the team's playstyle did not seem centered around him, especially given how the meta evolved to be bot lane focused. And to take that Jax, I wonder if they really just maybe didn't do the homework to think that the Sejuani must be going top lane, or they just said, we don't care, we think we can just play into Likai and we're not that worried about him.
Well, Robo also has the highest kill participation of any top laner in play-ins. This is not a guy who's normally just going to sit in the side lane, push in the game 1-1 and 0 or whatever. He's going to look to get involved. He's going to look to potentially play some of those bigger fights. So I'm interested to see how that goes for him. That Cull, he's still stacking that up a little bit. It's going to make his laning a little bit weaker, especially compared to something like the Sheen on Likai for these quick trades.
Yeah, definitely ramping up for the Jax, but I do like his activity. It's one of the things Robo's really good at when you talk about that kill participation. It's not just champion pool, but it's mindset about the game too. He does get out of lane fairly often, try and make things happen. Ooh, I was wondering if Croc was going to go there when Minji took that W forward.
It's just so hard on Leblanc, right? Because she's just going to W backwards.
Yeah.
Especially for Hecarim, who needs to hit you at the right angle to knock you forward. Leblanc just sort of never lets you.
Plus, when you're not 6, you don't have the kind of fear to make sure that you keep running in that direction. But the fact that we haven't been talking about mid lane thus far is pretty good for Loud. I think, the LeBlanc side of the matchup does feel the pressure to be making things happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, TinOwns quietly having, about 2-wave lead. Feels really good for the Azir here, nice and early. Leblanc not being able to get a whole lot done. That chain just flies out into Timbuktu, so not a lot of not a whole lot of plays.
Almost hit me. Whoa.
Getting going here in the mid lane as TinOwns will just continue farming up, shoving out. The power of that Azir cannot be understated as we move forward. You can see Seos hanging out here mid, going for the dredge line as Minji jumps in, but he's able to get back in time.
Yeah, just a little flyby there, seeing if he could get a cheeky hook off. Maybe not even kill, but get some flashes force, given that Seraphine was on the reset. Here we go, round 2. Gank topside, gets the jump in.
There's the leap strike. That's what they were looking for. Jax's inbuilt escape mechanism no longer ready to go. They stun him up with the E. They're going to get the chain CC. Easy money for Beyond.
Yeah, you could see Croc showing up just a little bit too late, deciding it's not worth going in there. Would probably be holding another kill over, but here's the rest of Loud.
And there's the rest of the play. Not in time to get a whole lot done.
My bad. False alarm, everybody. All right, not going to actually have a play, but the Brance does commit to teleport up to the top side, so it looks like they are eager to start off this Rift Herald, given that Seos was up in that area anyways after that little mid flyby.
Alrighty, Rift Herald is always nice to get here early on, especially if you secure him before 10 minutes. It means the eye, as long as you drop it in a spot that's not out in the middle of the woods somewhere, is going to get you that plate value, if nothing else. But it looks like Beyond will now have it leashed for themselves. It's dangerously close to running out of patience, though, so they got to be careful here.
Yeah, we'll see if Loud want to contest. Wako did make his way up. I thought he was going to just stay hitting turret plates, but they're actually going to fight.
Oh, Seos here on the front line. Does Kino want to go for anything? The Amumu ulti gets dropped. They find 2. Seos still nice and healthy. Kino's very low. Croc goes in looking for Husha, but now Beyond could be in a really bad spot. Likai tries to get away over the wall as they continue to look for kills. Minji loses his clone, but that is it. No deaths either side.
What?
But Loud has way more health bar.
How did no one die there? I thought for sure someone was going to drop, but nothing ends up coming through. Brance hit a nice 2-man ultimate, though, to buy the control to get the Rift Herald. So Loud coming out ahead on the tail end of that fight. Did not find any of the kills, but I think the young AD carry for them coming up big at the first Rift Herald fight.
Let's take another look at how it went down.
Yeah, so Minji is just trying to get some early poke off onto Seos. That hook missing puts him in a bit of a weird spot here. Kino then gets followed up. He's getting targeted down. I like the ult flash out. Things looking okay here, given you see that Croc has to ult out, not really use it on anyone, but there's that double stun landing on both solo laners of Beyond. Likai and Minji both kind of running forward. They're able to get out because, hey, very mobile champions, but like you said, Loud coming away with that Rift Herald now.
Loud with the Rift Herald. We'll have to wait and see where they want to drop that one. One option, one opportunity, of course, is just about a minute's time from now. The Drake is going to be spawning. You can always use it as a distraction for that.
Yeah, no Drake priority, really. I mean, Beyond did grab one, but it's not been the focus of the game so far. It's a really interesting position, I think, for Loud here, what they want to do with this Rift Herald, because Robo's falling behind, now up to about a 30 CS deficit. There's a big wave crashing. He'll catch up a little bit, but normally in these matchups, it's like, let's accelerate the Jax. Let's get him stronger, but they don't really have prio in that lane and probably won't for the rest of the game, unless, you know, they start winning team fights and then he gets the gold. So you're wondering, do we give it to the Azir? Do we give it to the bot lane to just try and break this turret? There's not an obvious, like, oh, this will give them an insane power spike. It's just going to be an influx of gold, most likely for the Azir around a Drake fight, like you said.
And the scary part about these carry versus carry top lane matchups is when you fall behind 30 CS, when you're just stuck underneath your tower, you feel really, really useless. It's not like you're an Ornn or something that can always just sound the horn and have a massive team fight intact.
Yeah, top lane's a bit of a wasteland in general, where the most unfun matchups occur. Sometimes it's melee into range, sometimes it's these kinds of skill matchups like you're talking about, where once you fall behind, there's nothing you can really do except hug your turret, try and farm up, and not cost your team the game through these kind of 1v1s.
Beyond are trying to stop this Herald from charging in, but it ain't gonna happen. 2 plates guaranteed. They won't be getting any more. Kino engages. They look for TinOwns, and they've already got him. Minji gets himself away, goes right back into the fight now. However, they're still looking for another kill. It's Seos who drops, and Husha picks it up. Beyond get 2.
Beyond find 2 kills in the mid lane. This is exactly what we're talking about, their strengths, being as a team, working as a unit, multiple forms of hard engage. Kino can go in first. They drop all their damage onto TinOwns, but then they still have enough follow-up to find Seos on the back end of it, which will also get the second dragon in their back pocket, exploding their gold lead.
And I talked about Husha being a good jungler in terms of his pathing, knowing when he wants to deviate from fully clearing, knowing when he wants to make these plays. This guy has been setting up some good stuff here for the team so far.
And what a snipe. Just getting him before he can get the dash out to safety, the chain CC combo blowing him up. Wako able to follow up with that Kai'Sa ultimate, and then here, just a nice easy chase down sequence. So much you can see CC available. It's very hard to get out once you're in there, especially for a Nautilus of all champions. So feeling very good now for Beyond Gaming.
Yep, both of their big CC engagers are at 3 out of 4 kill participation. The Kai'Sa for Wako also at 3 out of 4, completing that Kraken Slayer now. That is the first mythic item completed in the entire game. Feels really good for Beyond.
Yeah, he's gotten a nice acceleration. Loud do, I think I would say they have the scaling advantage given Seraphine and Azir and Hecarim and how they all are going to combo together in 5v5s, but you still have to be very concerned about how you end up taking those 5v5s, because eventually, if Beyond get far enough ahead there controlling, as you see right now, 2 wards already in the enemy jungle, sealing away red buffs, it's a tough team to face check into with the amount of CC they have. The LeBlanc burst coming in and just instantly blowing people up. We'll see it right here, potentially.
Yep, we're talking about some burst. TinOwns tries to get rid of him, stays alive, but it costs him that ulti. I like the fact that they went for it. Unfortunately, they just didn't have any damage close enough nearby. Sejuani and Amumu were a great setup, but somebody else has to get the ball in the basket.
Maybe not the most threatening combination there. Get the ult out of TinOwns, like you said, though, and control the bot say it's still. None of those wards were cleared out, so for Beyond, they can just kind of shove these waves in, put a lot of pressure down onto Brance and Seos, making them have to respect this fog of war. And eventually they'll start getting some more turret plates as they actually fall off right now. Excuse me.
Yep, plates are just about to drop. There they go. Robo gets away from the top side. He's still down a little bit of farm compared to his opponent. Of course, once that coal cashes in, he'll be feeling slightly better about it. Divine Sunderer already completed here for Likai, so he's on a much better power spike.
Yep, much stronger right now. But I would say for Robo, not doing too bad when it was around that 30 CS lead. He was catching that wave. Has seemingly stabilized around 20 since then and has been able to go mostly toe-to-toe. We'll see.
Well, Likai's running after him now. Lunge. Go for another one. Okay, finds another.
Whoops,
Robo knows you can't go anywhere now.
Caster curse that one. My bad, Robo.
Unlucky.
Sorry, Loud fans. That was a tough trade there. Likai getting a lot of damage done. Control up in the top side. Doesn't seem like he wants to hard shove this wave quite yet. Getting some vision control down. They have a lot of vision in that boss side, but they don't see anyone, so I think he knows that people are starting to make their clear up to the top side.
Also want to point out for Croc, he's got the Chempunk Chainsword first item. For the Hecarim game that we saw just previously with Mad Lions, one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that when I went on socials, a lot of people were very critical of the very tanky build. Yeah. I saw Dom talking about it, throwing some flame towards that build, because you need to have plenty of damage on this champion to be that backline diving threat. And Chempunk Chainsword is 116% gold efficient without the grievous wounds being applied to it. That means this 2,800 gold item essentially is worth about 3,200 gold's worth of stats. It's like an extra kill for free.
It's one of the most built. Oh, as we see a potential dive here. We'll follow up on this in a second, potentially.
All right. Loud's really trying to force this one here, bringing a lot of bodies up top, crashing another wave in, but Beyond is ready to respond with the same amount of men. However, the big difference here, Wako still in the bottom lane, pushing towards the tier 2. Meanwhile, Brance has made his way up towards the top side river yet again, so it's going to be Loud going for the Herald.
Yeah, Beyond, I can respect this a little bit, knowing that you can just get some gold directly into your carries right now. Wako working down on that bot lane turret. They committed the 5 men up to the top side. You say, okay, fair enough. You now have no TPs available for the side of Loud, and you are going to have 2 for Beyond. So in the next couple minutes here, after the dragon fight that will probably happen in 1 minute, you will have this kind of 1-3-1 opportunity to make side lane plays with your teleport advantage for the side of Beyond to actually play to your comp strengths. It's not really the 5v5 you want. It's about trying to find these pickoffs in side lanes.
And I mean, when you think about second Herald, one of the most valuable things you can get with a second Herald is a tier 2 side lane turret, because they're worth so much money. Well, Mark, Wako just got a tier 2 side lane turret, and it's worth so much money. So I'd call that a pretty good trade.
Yeah, and the fact that Loud doesn't have any of the outers down quite yet, 2 in Beyond Gaming's pocket, kind of blowing that gold lead up to a 2,001. We'll have to see. It does feel like for Loud, it's about these kind of big team fights. I think they wanted Beyond to contest them at that second Herald, and Beyond was very, heads up saying, nope, we're not going to do that. But here they are grouping up now for this dragon, spawning in 20 seconds. They still don't have the mythic completed onto Minji quite yet. I wonder if he's going to try and get some gold, get the recall, and get TP back in, or if they're just going to sack this objective. They theoretically can. There's no need. They need to fight this dragon, given that they already have 2 themselves.
Alrighty, Loud. Let's see how it's going down. The Herald summoned up. It will take this turret for free, guaranteed. There comes the charge. Kaboom. Goodbye, good night. Now, it's that Drake spawning here in a second. Loud is really trying to force this Herald up just a little bit further. Get the second charge.
TP flanked by Minji. He's sitting in the brush. I don't think that they saw him there, but the Azir turret giving them some protection from the backside.
Yup, this is the important part about Azir. He can make these little forward operating bases, allow the rest allowed to play around it so they cannot fall victim to the pincer attack, and now they move back as a 5-man squad. Minji has to give up that pincer position because he just cannot afford to be found by the 5 stack.
Absolutely love that play from Loud. The fact that they're able to grab a turret, get up his 5, get both TPs out, and now be grouped up for this dragon fight that we see the Hex Gates coming in.
Okay, Likai went all the way to the other side of the river, and now they're going to go in. Loud looking for a chance, but they missed the Seraphine ulti, and Beyond's ready to go. There comes a big Azir ulti, shoveling multiple targets, but Likai's getting the heal, barely staying alive. Dashes back over the wall, and Robo takes him down. But now you got to keep your eye on TinOwns. He's gone. Beyond will crush them all, and Beyond has aced Loud here in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8.
There we go. Beyond game and popping off. It looked like such a close fight there, but I think you called it out. The critical big AoE heal coming in from Likai. He goes down, but he provides his team all this protection to continue DPSing through that fight after TinOwns had a monster ultimate.
This looked really int at first.
Yeah, this looked funny, flying over the team as the rest of Loud collapses on your Amumu here, and this kind of 5v5 group up is exactly what they want to do for Seraphine, but that ultimate miss there by Brance absolutely cost them this fight. If he had it here after they've committed, or you just hold it for more zone control, they can't really jump on top of you, but once that's down, Likai lives for so long, makes Robo flash the wall to try and finish him off, and during that time, Wako's untouched the entire time, just ripping through them on this extremely farmed and fed Kai'Sa, where they were just funneling him gold over and over again. He's able to carry this fight.
So Beyond already had a lead, Mark. How crushing is this for Loud to get ace there? Because I feel like now Beyond is loving the current game state.
They're feeling really good. One, you just got a huge influx of gold. You're going to be able to complete a bunch of items. Two, you're now on Soul Point. That feels great. You're also able to have a lot of side lane control, which your team comp obviously wants to do. Divide and conquer. The fact that you just won a team fight feels great. I won't say it's doomed, though. When we were talking about the Fnatic EG game and you were like, how do they come back? And I was like, they don't.
Yep.
I will say Loud does have an opportunity to start playing these 5v5s better. You saw the one at Rift Herald when Brance hit that two-man charm, how that could just win the fight right away. There, I think if he has it up, they can still win this. The goal lead isn't totally doomed quite yet. It's still only about 3,000 despite a lot of the other advantages that they have. They did get a big influx of gold from those turrets right beforehand, which I think has helped make that not as bad of a team fight. So they can still win from here, but they really need to win this next Dragon fight.
Alrighty, all eyes will be on Loud to stop that Soul. Hextech Soul. Really, really scary even compared to the other ones. It's a bit of a nightmare to have to deal with. The power of the AoE, the power of the slow as well. Loud, I'm just looking at them to see if they can find the engage they want. They've got the Hecarim, the Seraphine, the Nautilus. Lock down one of these value targets. Minji goes in, gets stunned up, loses half HP. Robo stays on him. Nobody else on the side of Loud is under the same amount of pressure.
Whoa.
Minji barely getting away, and Robo dies. Now Husha's tanking up. They get the stun on a Croc as he barely gets himself out. Another stun coming out from Sejuani. Seos under pressure. It's 1-0 for Beyond.
Yeah, Robo getting split from his team there. Initially, it looked like Minji got chunked out, so you can understand the mindset of wanting to punish him when he gets slow, but just no one else there to help out. Gives 1 kill back over for Robo.
Alrighty. 3,000 gold lead, 3 Drake lead. Beyond looking good. Let's take another look at how this fight went down, because it was a little sketchy here at the start.
Yeah, you're getting the kind of 5v5 mid, trying to get some priority, especially for Beyond wanting to drop that outer turret. And there you see Minji, when he went in, got chunked out, but then able to land multiple routes, multiple CC. Wako able to join in the backside. Here we go, Loud. Doing a Baron.
All right, Loud's gonna look for Minji here. Husha just jumps right on back in. Croc is not feeling so great about this one. Gets stunned up. Likai coming in. Seeing if there's anything else to be found here. Sejuani stun, finds Seos. The Nautilus is down. Minji goes on a killing spree, and Loud, I don't know what that was, but it wasn't the right call.
Loud feeling like they're getting a little bit desperate here to get some plays going their way, overextending for Minji in the previous fight, then again here, trying to make a play happen in the top side and Beyond, having the tools to punish them now. Croc is low. He's going to try healing up off this jungle camp before collapsing onto this Baron.
All right, Loud, you got to stop him here. This is a massive advantage if Beyond are able to grab it. Kino's coming around on the flank. The Amumu looking for the angle. Husha goes for the engage. Robo just dead instantly. TinOwns now the next target. A nice riposte on the shuffle as TinOwns continues trying to get away. Kino can still cut him off. Flash, bandage tossed over the wall. Triple kill to Minji. A massacre for Beyond.
6-0-6 on this LeBlanc. He's absolutely popping off, and with that play that he'll secure his team, the Baron buff. Beyond have grabbed control of this game and not let go, dominating Loud so far.
Seos is back alive. Oh no, Croc. Oh no! Minji goes godlike. Enemy jungler is down. The chance of losing the Baron is now completely gone. Husha with no smite means it could have been a potential worry, but not any longer. Seo's even having to flash away to avoid another death.
Yeah, with that Baron going down, Beyond now will have complete control over this game. We talk about the 1-3-1 that they have available. It's incredible. Baron is incredible on teams like this because you can use all 3 lanes buffed up at the same time, potentially. Not a ton of teleports for Beyond, so maybe they don't want to split the map up too much, but here you see just a really over-eager jump onto Minji. Again, They feel like they want to lock this LeBlanc down, but it's so difficult. And Croc is put to pretty much dead before the rest of Beyond even show up. Husha does a really good job landing the W through multiple members of Loud and making sure to get the stun onto Croc, making sure that this chase down sequence can actually come through here for the rest of Beyond to find these kills. And Minji, the one they initially tried to jump on, gets the triple kill.
Honestly, Minji just, I don't know what Croc is doing, man, going for the LeBlanc like that, but then here's the re-engage. Robo just, boop, see ya.
Yep, that's Jackson team fights when you're far behind. I mean, he does have the frozen part done, but it's not going to provide too much savior for you when you have, whoa!
Oh boy.
Nothing to see there.
Yep, no big deal. Just the enemy mid laner being forced back to base with no teleport as the Drake Soul spawns and is secured by Beyond Gaming.
All right, just in case there's any chance for this game, feels pretty dead now for Beyond Gaming. Grabbing Soul Point, they have decent options to proc it. LeBlanc can always go in and just Q someone. You could also have the W's from Kai'Sa hit from far away. And you can see with that chunk, it's so hard to try and defend these turrets. This one's dropping right now. You still have the top outer up as well, but we'll see how much Beyond want to focus that or if they just want to keep going down mid.
All right, Mark, earlier on in this game, you were talking to me about how there's still hope. It's not doomed. Where's the doomsday clock at right about now for Loud?
It's hitting midnight. I think I hear it stroked right now. It's going off about how there's very little chance for Loud to come back in. If you mess up a dive and you get a big Seraphine charm into a big scoop or something like that, that's probably the only angle Loud have because now Beyond can just group up as 5 and brute force down these turrets.
Yeah, Jax is doing the solo Q split push while you're losing your inhibitor. He just tries to get something back. He'll go after the tier 2 there, maybe at least be able to claim one of those objective bounties, but they know they can't do anything about the mid lane inhibitor dying anyway. They have to give that up, but Robo's got no mana. He doesn't have the ability to just zerg down this turret, so sorry, Beyond's not going to let him have anything.
Yeah, I like the call ultimately from Loud there. You know, you're like, all right, well, we're not going to stop them from diving us with the Sejuani and Amumu anyway, so just split Robo out, try and get some more gold onto him because honestly, you're just trying to weather the storm and not lose the game during this Baron. This will force Beyond most likely to win one more major team fight, whether that be around Baron or Elder. Soul points, or excuse me, Elder. So that is probably the angle for Loud, trying to get one more of these big wombo combo team fights where you just somehow blow them up. There's not a ton of defensive options built for like Minji, for example. Sometimes you see people go, oh, I'll get Banshee's Veil or something, just make sure I don't throw my lead. He's saying, nah, I'm building a book.
All right, I've got the 5-head play. The book is the defensive option because it's daring them to keep trying to kill him, which has just sucked as a decision this game for Loud. Every time Croc goes in looking for Minji, bad things happen for Loud. So he's building the book that taunts you. It dares you to come towards him and look.
Yeah, guys, come get these pages off me. No, I don't think he's going to be giving these up. Minji has looked incredible so far, showing that they are to be feared in this group. A lot of people were talking about Group A.
They knew he was there. TinOwns walked up to try to stab him with a soldier and lost 3/4 HP.
Yeah, feels pretty bad. Like I was saying, Beyond is slept on a little bit in this group. It felt like people saying 2-horse race, Fnatic and EG, who's going to get first. Some people were putting respect on Beyond's name, but I don't think much in the broader Western conversation, the English-speaking conversation that I had seen. It seemed like they were talking about them second or third. Maybe they can upset and get there, but this has been an incredible game so far. Absolutely kind of dominating Loud so far.
And it ain't stopping. They just go in, instantly kill that Hecarim. This is what I'm talking about. When you're a drain tank, burst is your mortal enemy.
Yeah, they just go over him. You could see Loud was not prepared for that amount of damage to come out. I was not prepared for it. I was trying to do my monologuing. I was trying to do that. They're off like, no, we got to get more kills.
All right, Robo gets the stun onto Likai there, doing all right with it. They immediately respond by bringing more players down from Beyond, but Loud has their guys reinforcing as well, so nothing more going to happen here in the bottom lane. Beyond backs away. Mark, we've got about 90 seconds until Baron spawns. I would expect Beyond to head back to base, shop up, get their control wards, make any purchases, and set up around that topside river.
Yeah, it's so hard for Loud to even get out of their base right now. You can see the pressure that Likai is putting out. Trades the ultimates, but even after this, he'll probably just run back down bot lane, keep pressure up so that if Loud decide to contest the Baron, he will potentially be getting an inhibitor. Maybe he's going to get a TP flank. We'll have to see because They'll have all the pressure in this game. No wards on the map really at all for Loud. The only ones they do have are in the Dragon Pit, which is the wrong side of the map right now.
Yep, unfortunately, that is not the place to be. Oh no, Beyond setting the trap. And they have Minji in the rush this time with Kino. TinOwns, oh, he's already gone, isn't he? It's chicken for dinner, and Husha's eating good. Brance dies next. Goodbye to Seos. Do they even need the Baron mark? I think they're just going to walk it down.
No, the game is over with that. They got super creeps to escort in. They find that pickoff, and then Wako taking the ultimate into the middle of 4 people, knowing that there's no way they're going to be able to finish him off.
3 players, including one of the 2 meatballs, have not died on Beyond Gaming. Croc's gonna try to stand and fight. Robo's already dead. There it is. There's the ace. 21-3. Not even 30 minutes into the game, Beyond will smash Loud.
Absolute domination out of the PCS number 2 seed. People were wondering, where is this region's strength at? And so far, they're looking very good. Going to be making North America sweat a little bit after watching that previous game as well.
That was nice from Beyond. I love the fact that they were ready to answer what Loud threw down. Loud first picks the Jax. Okay, cool. Well, not entirely first pick, but
yeah.
They pick it in response to a Sejuani. They say, all right, Sejuani's going in the jungle. Fiora's going to go up there and deal with you. We'll take the skill matchup. You're going to pick Azir. Cool. Whatever. It's LeBlanc time. It popped off. It worked beautifully. Loud had a couple of good moments early, but unfortunately, once the game got away from them, they had no way back in.
Yeah, definitely the case where it looked like they had the opportunity in some of these team fights. I think you're going to go back and look at that Dragon one where they ended up getting kind of wiped, and you just say, if we hold the charm and land it,